Hi, everybody. This is Virginia Milner coming to you for the DeKalb County Library System. And I thought we would do a little nod to St. Patrick's Day with what I'm interpreting as a spiraled four-leaf clover cuff. It's very abstract, but I thought I would do something, and I did this, and it came out kind of cute. So I thought I would do it again. I'll actually show you my first one. It came out really cute and I liked it. So, and it's a braided cuff with these four little spirals on either end. And I'm putting a little green bead in the center just to enhance it a little bit. It's really very, very minimalist. All you need for this is wire and beads. And I'm using 22 gauge wire. You can also use 20 gauge wire, but we're braiding this so it's nice and strong. And remember, the larger the gauge, the thinner the wire. I'm using 22. I usually go for 20, but I tried it both ways, and the 22 works just absolutely great, and it makes it not quite as heavy because you have 6 strands here. So I'm going to show you how to do that. You just need your usual tools, your round nose pliers. The barrels are round all the way around, and uh, they start larger at the bottom and taper up to a tip at the end here. You're going to have your square nose pliers, which sometimes confuses people because they're slightly rounded on the outside, but they're flat and completely flat on the inside. When you buy these in the store or you buy them online, make sure you check to make sure that there are no little ridges or grips on the inside. Sometimes they make them with those so that you can grip your wire better, but you can also damage your wire. So you're better to stay away from those. And the last thing you need is a pair of wire cutters. They do just that. They cut your wire. You'll also need a ruler because you want to measure out your wire. That's it. I'm using 22 gauge wire again, and I'm using 4 millimeter. I used for little 6/0 seed beads for this one. It came out cute. And for the one I'm doing on camera, I'm going to use 4 millimeter. Ooh, got something caught in my throat. 4 millimeter crystal rondettes. So let's go ahead and get down here to the camera and get started. Okay, the first thing that you want to do is cut 6 pieces of your 6 12-inch pieces of your wire. So I've got my 6 pieces right here. And then you're going to measure. I need you back again. Thank you very much. 2.5 inches from the end. You want to put all of your wires together. And I'm going to start braiding 2.5 inches from the end of my, from the tips of my wire. So I want to make sure the tips are all together. Measure 2.5 inches. And what I'm going to do is put a little bend in my wire because what you can, I found it easy to hold the wire and braid it with one hand, but you can also use some painter's tape and tape it down to your mat or your table if you're comfortable doing that. I would use something that wouldn't leave any residue behind if you're going to tape it down. It's up to you how you want to do it. I know that some people have difficulty holding with one hand and working with the other, so you can tape it down and do it that way. I think I'm going to, because if I tape it down, it's going to be out of camera. So I'm going to go ahead and hold it. But you can tape it, you can put it in a clipboard, anything like that in order to hold it while you work. But what you want to do is separate your wires so that they're side by side. And holding it might be a little tricky for some because you have all of these wires. You want to make sure they're not overlapping. So I want to separate them out. There we go. And I want them in three sets of two. So we've got all of that going on. Three sets of two. Tips together, measure 2.5 inches. There we go. And if you're going to tape it down, you can put a little bend in your wire to mark it, or you can just tape it right there. I think I'm going to do that. Let's just tape it down. So I want to make sure it's in three segments of two, three 2-wire segments. Get it nicely taped down to my little mat. And again, you want to use some kind of tape that's not going to leave any residue because you don't want to ruin your mat or leave residue behind on your wires. Okay, so everybody's segmented out here. There's two, there's two, there's two. Good. So now I'm going to start braiding. So what I'm going to do, this is my right side here. I never know whether this is showing left on camera or right. So I'm going to tell you. So this is my right side. I'm going to bring that right side over the center wires. And I want to make sure that they stay side by side and I don't flip it over. Here we go. So that's in the center now. Then I'm going to bring my left side over the center. And then my right side over the center, keeping them side by side. And you can see my little braid is starting to form. Okay, then my left over the center. And my right over the center. And I just separate them with every braid. Now you can braid this tight or loose. It's up to you how tight you want these braids to be. And my left goes over the center. If you ever stop and go, oh no, where did I leave off? Whichever wire the center wire is over the top of, that's where you last braided. So you want to go to the other side and pull that one over the center. And I'm going to go right to the left and left to the right. And just keep going until I have my braid. Okay. Right to the left, making sure everything is side by side. See that tried to cross over. Get back over there where you belong, little wire. Left to the right. And just keep going until you have 2.5 inches of bare wire on the other side. Now, this is a cuff or a bangle, so it's not supposed to be completely closed, or it doesn't have to be completely closed. So you don't have to make it a huge size. There's supposed to be a little bit of an opening in between your centerpieces, so you don't have to worry about it being an exact fit. Okay, right over left, left over right. And I'm just going to keep on going until oh, that's pretty. I'm going to keep on going until I have it down to my 2.5 inches. I might do the rest off camera just so that you're not bored, although I'm almost finished. So, And just keep doing this. I'm going to watch my braid. I want to make sure that they're kind of consistent in size. And if you see you're drifting off to a different size, just go back and pull it tighter or make it looser, whichever you need to do. Pretty good so far. I'm going to do the rest of this off camera and then I'll come back and show you what to do next. Okay, there is my braided portion of my bracelet. So what I'm going to do now is take one of these wires. I'm going to take one of the shorter ones. I'm going to check and make sure it looks the way I want it to look. It does. And I'm going to take one of these shorter wires and wrap it around the base of my braid. Just wrap it around there a couple of times just to secure it. There we go. And I'm going to scoot that one out of the way. Then I'm going to go ahead and take my tape off. Oh, that's tight. Very tight. Very good. Okay. I think I can give this side another couple of wraps. Okay. Let's turn it over. Give that a little wrap over the top of that. And let's measure. Yeah, let's give it another one. And now, if you see that this is getting too big for your arm, you can cut off what you don't need. But at this point, I have, with all my wraps, I have, yes, about 6.5 inches. My wrist is about 7.5 inches, and our little spirals that we're going to make are going to add another um, half an inch or so, maybe a little bit more. But this is good. So a little more than 2.5. Let's give that one more little overage there. And that should do it. And now you can either measure it on your ruler or wrap it around your wrist and see where it goes. I've got about 6.5 inches here. That's good. And then I'm going to come over here to this side that I haven't wrapped around or secured yet. And I'm going to wrap one of my wires around it. I may as well just wrap this top one. They look like they're all the same length. So I'll just wrap this top one around a couple of times and then move that wire out of the way. I'm not going to cut it yet because I might decide to use it. Yes. Okay, so now we're going to start our little spirals. I'm going to find my center one. This is my wrapping wire. This is my center wire on this side. There's my center wire on this side. Yes. And what I'm going to do is grab one of my little beads. And I'm going to slide it on my center wire. Now I'm going to start my spiral. I've done this a couple of ways. You can either start your spiral and then fit your bead on, or put your bead on and then fit it inside the spiral. And I'll show you what I mean. If I can find the hole. Where is it? Where are you? Okay, so slide that on. Then I'm going to start a loop. And I'm going to be looping it. You can loop it from to one side or the other. So I'm going to loop this I'm going to just slide my wire down about a quarter of an inch from the tip. It doesn't need to be too far down. I just want it to be big enough to insert my little bead. So I'm going to turn my pliers until I have a partial loop. Ready? And I'm going to slide my bead down inside the loop. Open that up a little bit and just slide that inside my little loop. There. And it's not going to be right in there because you're going to need to take your pliers and wrap that wire around your bead or your fingers because this is very soft wire. So you can do it that way. I want it as close to my bead as I can get, just like that. Then I'm going to start wrapping, and again, you can use your fingers to start wrapping a little spiral. So there, I've got that nicely wrapped around. I'm going to change to push that together a little more. Be careful because this is a crystal and you don't want to break it. And I'm going to start wrapping my wire around itself, giving it a nice little loose spiral. And just keep wrapping. And this wire is straight, so I want to curve it a little bit just to help it around. So I'm curving with this hand and wrapping with my plier hand. So just curl it around. And at this point, you can use your fingers. I'm using the pliers because if I use my fingers, you won't be able to see what I'm doing, but you can easily use your fingers for this. And just wrap that right down the center. And I'm just going to scoot it right over the top of that little knot. So there's my first little center spiral. Now, you can cut these if they don't look like they're even to you and you want them even, you can cut them down. You can leave it a little more organic and not cut them and just let them come out whatever size they come out. It's up to you. So now I've got my little center spiral. I'm going to go ahead and make the rest of my spirals. And what I did was make the ones that are on the ends turn, let's see, how did I do this one? Yes. These two go this way, these two they go that way. That's the way I did it, but you can alternate it and you can turn your spirals any way you like. So again, I'm going to go down here. I'm going to grab the tip of my wire, just slide that wire about a quarter of an inch down from the tip to make a small loop. Just rotate the pliers until I have a little loop there. And I'm going to continue to wrap. Nice little loose spiral. So I'm working it so that my wires don't touch. And again, I'm going to put a little curve in my wire to help it along. So I'm using both hands. And as you go, you can see that's a little further over than I want. So I'm going to squeeze it a little tighter and just keep on working it until you have your spiral the way you want it. And I keep saying this, and I'm going to keep repeating it. This is very, very soft, malleable wire. So you shouldn't have any trouble working with it. And again, you can use your fingers. You don't have to use the pliers if you don't want to. Okay, so there's one. Let's make another one. I'm going to go in the same direction on this side. Again, sliding my wire about 1/4 of an inch away from the tip. Make sure that that end of your wire is not sticking out if you want a nice round loop in the center. Otherwise, you end up with a teardrop. Switch to my square pliers again. And keep going. I'm going to make my loop a little smaller. There we go. Just a smidge. And working both hands again. Push that in a little more. And keep on going till I have my second little spiral. Isn't that cute? Let's go to the other side. This guy out of my way. And now these two, I'm going to go the other direction. It's going to look like the same direction because I turned it around, but they're going to be wrapped in the opposite direction to the ones that are on this side. Go ahead and my little loop. And if you see your loop is bigger than you want it, just kind of close it up a little bit until it looks the way you want. Oops, sharp bend, don't want that. Get that out of there with square pliers, just straighten it back out. And keep on going. That little bend just wants to be there. Go away. They don't want you. Yeah, here we go. To show it who's boss. And just keep wrapping. Again, I'm curving with both hands. Get a nice curve in there. And just adjust it as you go. And when you get to the end, you can still make adjustments so that it looks the way you want. And I'm going to say it again, this is very organic and abstract. So the loops may not come out all the same. As a matter of fact, I'm looking into that they're not going to come out all the same. It's just the way it is. Okay. Here we go. Fit that over there beside the other one. Oh, look at that. Oops, look at that. I've got a 3-leaf clover. Isn't that cute? I should leave it like that, but I won't because I promised you 4 leaves. So let's do my last one. Make my little loop. Yeah, let's grab those square pliers. Continue. Beat that up a little bit. And keep going. We don't need that staring at us. Okay. Sorry about the radio silence. I'm concentrating. It's so funny because when I'm in the classroom, it gets very quiet sometimes. And I say, man, it got quiet in here. They say, we're concentrating, concentrating. Continue. And again, you can switch to your fingers, whichever is more comfortable for you. Let's get the last couple of turns in there. And fit it right over here beside the others. Adorable. Okay, now I'm gonna, I hate to waste wire, and I have this lovely little strand here that I might use for something, but we'll go to the other side. Before I do that, I'm going to go to the other side and do the same thing. I'm going to do that off camera since I probably bored you silly watching me do it on this side. So I'm going to do this side, the other side off camera so that you can see the finished product when we come back. And I'll be back in just a moment. Oh, but it's so cute. Okay, here is my finished little piece here. So now we need to shape it. So what I'm going to do, I was going to make a little curly Q down here, but I think I'm going to keep this nice and clean, keep my 4 leaves, and I'm just going to cut off this excess wire. That's okay. I hate waste, but this is enough. This is a good couple of inches, so I should have enough to do something with it. So I'm just going to cut it off very, very close to the back here, and then push down that little tip. Push it right there against the other wires so that it's not sticking up, and we're able to catch on something. So that's good. Let's go to the other side and do the same thing. Just snip that off nice and close to where I want to push it down. See, that's enough to do something with, so that's good. And then I'm going to push those tips, that tip down as close as I can get to the wire base here. Nice and snug there, where I can't feel it on either side. So there we are. So now we need to shape this to fit our arm. Now, a lot of times what we do is shape it around something round, but this is a bangle and your arm is not round. Let me get this here. Your arm is not round. It's more of an oval shape. So I'm just going to start it around my little rubber mallet here. And then just to get some roundness in it, and then I will shape it in more of an oval shape. I just want to get it started. And then just use your fingers to shape it the rest of the way into the oval that should fit your wrist. And again, this is a bangle and it's going to be open for you to slide into. So just shape it. And just take your time. There's no hurry. And just keep on shaping until you get it the way you want. Nice. Very nice. Put it on. And once you put it on, then you can also shape it a little bit more. Just get it on there. Give it some nice shaping until it fits as closely as you want. I can even close it up more if I want to. Let's get it nice and snug. And there's my little bangle. There it is. There's my little bangle. I'm gonna squeeze it a little tighter, just a little bit. And you can do that on your arm and up or off of your arm, whatever works. And this was 7.5 inches. So it came out very nicely. Let's put that back on. And I'm just sliding it on inside the opening. And squeeze. And the more you work with this, the more it work hardens, meaning that it'll get stiffer as time passes. And there we are. There's my little bangle. Isn't that cute? And here's my other one. I love this. Our little abstract four-leaf clover for St. Patty's Day. Yay, 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 yay. I'm so goofy. Oh, this is so cute. Getting ready to go out to brunch with my friend Shay, and I might just wear it, even though it doesn't match what I have on. I don't care. So, anyway, that, ladies and gents, and everybody out there, is our piece for the day. I hope you like this as much as I do. It does not go with what I have on, except the little spirals kind of work with this. Even though it's green, I think I'm frozen. Oh no, what's happening? Oh, I froze for a second. I don't know what happened. I don't know if you saw that, but got a little panicky. Anyway, that is our program for the day. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I'm going to enjoy wearing this pretty little bangle because I am going to enjoy it. So I hope you will get in touch with me and let me know what you thought one way or the other. Take these off. One way or the other. Let me know what you thought, what your suggestions might be, any criticisms you might have, any comments that you might have. You can send them to me at the DeKalb County Library Facebook page, which is facebook.com/DeKalb Library. That's spelled DeKalb Library. Or you can leave comments on the DeKalb. You can leave pictures also on the Facebook page. I would love to see what you make. Absolutely love it. You can leave the comments and you can leave the pictures in the comments section under the post of the piece that you've made. You can also leave comments only. I don't know why I have a frog in my throat. On the DeKalb County Library YouTube page, which is youtube.com/DeKalb County Public Library. That's DeKalb COUNTYPUBLICLIBRARY. You have to spell out the whole thing for the YouTube page. Otherwise, you get the library in Illinois. That's not us. You can also send me comments or pictures or suggestions or anything that you would like to tell me to the to my email, which is jewelrygen20@gmail.com. That's JEWELRYGIN20@gmail.com. I'm putting these back on so I can see how to stop the video. Don't kid old people. What can I say? It happens. Anyway, thank you for being with me here today. I would love to hear from you and hear what you think, what you thought about this tutorial, any suggestions that you might have of things that you want to see coming up. I love that too. So if you want to do that, send it to my Gmail. I would love to hear from you. Until next time, have a great week. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.